First question, consider the following statements regarding erythritol. Like, erythritol was a chemical in use. We have discussed this thing in the class as well. Erythritol is an artificial sweetener. Okay, so it is a type of sugar alcohol commonly used as a sugar substitute in foods and beverages. Like, we have seen this in the class when we have discussed the chemicals in use. So definitely first one, it is a sugar substitute. We have discussed that like in sugar-free tablets and all, this will be used, but it is causing some kind of heart disease kind of issues. So that's why it was in use. It has a very high glycemic index than other sweetener. True or false? Low. Okay, it has very low glycemic index. That's why it is okay for consuming as a sugar substitute. So one only. Second question, in a significant development in DNA vaccination, okay, they are talking about DNA vaccines. India's first and only DNA vaccine candidate for dengue has shown promising results. In this context, consider the following statements. DNA vaccines are third generation vaccines. Obviously, these are very latest discoveries, so it's a third generation vaccine. Then, the DNA is injected directly into the body cells when it instructs the cells to produce the antigen. Like when I have discussed this thing, I have shown image as well, like directly injecting this into the muscle cells so that, see what happens when a particular DNA is injected into the cells of our body. DNA of that particular virus is being inserted. Okay, normally the DNA or gene of that virus codes its protein. Okay, so when it is injected into our cell, it will produce that spike protein of that particular virus. So that means that against that antigen that is produced by this DNA, our body will make antibodies. Okay, so DNA will be injecting, that DNA will code for one particular protein that will be acting as an antigen in the body, and the body will be producing antibodies to neutralize that thing. So second statement is true. Third, ZyCoV-D is the world's first and India's indigenously developed DNA based vaccine. True. So 1, 2 and 3. 3. Proton beam therapy is an advanced form of radiotherapy for which of the following disease? Which disease? Cancer. Actually, proton beam therapy is an advancement over the normal radiation therapy. In normal radiation therapy like X-rays, we use beam of light. Okay, beam of light in the X-rays will be pumping into that particular tumor developed area. But what happens is that when we are making that particular area vulnerable to X-rays, the surrounding cells will also be affected. But proton beam therapy means it is a single beam of light. So it will be attacking that exact particular tumor area. So it won't be affecting the remaining healthy cells. So that's why it is for treating cancer, and it's a kind of precision medicine for the cancer. It will be attacking precisely that particular part. Fourth, the term sin light, seen in the news, like in the technology area we have seen this thing. It is kind of an artificial sun developed by Germany. They will be stacking like around 149 small vessels. In that there will be spotlights, and they will be concentrating all the light to one particular area, and they are seeing whether that light can be concentrated to that particular area and can generate heat just like sun. So A is the answer. It's the world's largest artificial sun made up of a honeycomb of several spotlights. 5. With reference to norovirus infection, in the disease in news we have seen this thing, norovirus, it was detected in Kerala. First statement, norovirus is resistant to many disinfectants and can withstand heat up to around 60 degrees Celsius. We have seen this statement. Okay, so the issue with the norovirus is that if we are not normally completely, if we are not heating it properly, if we are not heating it more than 100 degrees Celsius, the virus will not be dying. Okay, it will be present there at up to 60 degrees Celsius. So first statement is true. Specific treatments are available for the virus in the early stage of detection. When you are seeing such statements in UPSC exam about one particular disease, and norovirus is not that popular. Okay, it's not like normal AIDS virus or SARS virus. We are not familiar with the norovirus. That means it is something very recent, and they are telling that specific treatments are available. Okay, so logically if you think, it is not possible for a latest virus to have a specific treatment. So norovirus actually normally cause diarrhea and vomiting. So when we studied the disease in news, we have said that now we have only the generic treatment for diarrhea and vomiting. Only that can be given to the patients. Other than that, there is no specific treatments available. So always try to use logic by applying the common sense that if we haven't heard about this norovirus so often, that means it's a recent phenomenon or recently detected virus. So it is less likely that a specific precision medicine is available for this particular virus disease. So only one is correct. 6. Consider the following statements with reference to darknet and deep web. Actually, they are asking about not correct. Only 2 is not correct. So B is the answer. So how many of you got this question correct? Okay. Yeah, actually there is a very thin line of difference between darknet and deep web. Darknet is a particular area of World Wide Web where illicit activities are happening. That everybody might be knowing. Okay. All sort of like pornography trading, child abuse material kind of thing, drugs, arms trading, all sort of illicit or criminal activities will be taking in that part of the net. But deep web means it is not a criminal area. For example, a company, Infosys, okay, Infosys or TCS, they will be having a huge 3-storied or 4-storied building. In that, each employee will be having their own systems, okay, and there will be a single network that will be connecting all those employees. If the CEO of Infosys is sending a mail, that can be accessed by all the computers in that particular network, in that building, all the employees of the Infosys. Other than that, if we try to access from outside a person, for an outside person, they cannot get the information that is passed within this computer network. Okay, so this is deep web. This like those part of World Wide Web which cannot be available to the normal Google search through the normal search engines, that is known as deep web. But even the dark web and deep web, the single difference is that, I mean darknet and deep web, the single difference is that deep web is not criminal, may not be criminal, may be criminal. So if there is an Al-Qaeda organization and they are having this internal network, that can be criminal. But it is not necessary that deep web is always criminal. Okay, it can be the inside network of any organization, deep web. Only the employees or participants within that organization could access the content of that particular net. This is deep web. But darknet means completely criminal activities are taking place there. So this is about darknet and deep web. Darknet is an umbrella term describing the portion of internet purposefully not open to public view or hidden networks whose architecture is superimposed on that internet. Yeah, so it's like it is correct that it is completely kept out of the public view. It's a hidden network. So that's why it is true. Both darknet and deep web are actually hidden from public view. But the difference is that deep web is not criminal, dark web is definitely criminal. Deep web may or may not be criminal. So one is correct, it is not open to public view. Even if you are getting confused, just see that it is not open to public view. Okay, that means normally if you use the normal Google search, we cannot access the darknet. So that's why even if you are not knowing completely whether it is true or false, you can just see the possibility. It is telling that it is purposefully not open to the public view because all public are not interested in this illicit kind of activities. So one is true. Second statement, deep webs are part of the World Wide Web which are accessible to everyone or anyone using the internet. Not everyone or anyone using the internet, only the participants of that particular network. Actually there are two kinds of web, surface web and deep web. Surface web is the web which is available to all persons. Just like we do the Google search, the information that is available to us, that is part of surface web. But only the employees of particular organization if able to access one particular part of the web, that is deep web. So since they are telling that it is accessible to everyone, that is not true. So 2 is not correct, B is the answer. 7. Digital embossing technology is a term associated with which of the following? So D is the answer. How many of you got it correct? Okay, majority. Like even if you are like feeling it difficult or confusing, just see that A, B and C are somewhat related to some kind of transaction or some kind of payment system or some give and take things. But digital embossing technology means that word itself shows that it is we are embossing on something else. It's like more related to printing. So when you are given 4 statements or 4 options, not only in science and technology but in any other subject, but it is more applicable to science and technology, choose the most appropriate thing. Okay, we may feel like two statements are equally possible, but out of that, take the most suitable thing which is close to our question. So D is the answer.